Please, how are you? Welcome to my channel once again. Today I'm going to show you how to do another t-shirt yarn necklace. Okay, so I'm using a size 6mm hook and I'll be working with t-shirt yarn. Okay, so let's begin. You will need a scissors to cut your yarn. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Tsungie and I do crafts. I crochet, I knit, and I recently learned macrame. I also do a little bit of beading, but yeah, we'll see how far we can do on this channel. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so to begin I'm going to make a slip knot. Take my yarn, I'm just going to put it on the ground, put one on top of the other like that, put my fingers inside, and I'm going to grab this one, then I'm going to put it inside that circle, right? And I'm going to hold this part and this part and just pull like this, and that is how you do a slip knot. Then you put your hook and you just adjust it. Oh god, yep. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to chain. So to chain, I'm letting my yarn hang on this finger and I'm holding in place with this finger. Then with this finger and this finger, I'm going to hold the part that I'm going to crochet. So to chain, I'm going to move forwards, go up a little bit, turn my hook to face down, and move backwards. And that is what we call chaining. As soon as I chain one, I'm going to hold the part that I've just chained. I'm going to move forwards again, go up a little bit, turn my hook to face down, and move backwards. That's the second chain. So for this pattern, I need 31 chains. So I've done 2. Let me do the rest off camera. Okay, so I've done the 31 chains. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to count. So the first one and the second one. So I'm going to skip this one and work in this one. So I'm going to insert my hook into the second stitch like this. I'm doing what they call single crochets. And once I do that, I'm going to grab my yarn and pass it through that second stitch like this. So now you have 2 loops on your hook. I'm going to grab yarn again and pass it through those 2 loops like this. And that is what we call a single crochet, and that's what I'll be doing for the rest of the row. So in the next, I'm going to go into the next stitch, grab yarn, pass it through. Now you have 2 loops, grab yarn again and pass through those 2 loops. So I'm going to do this for the rest of the row till I get to the end and I come back. Okay, so I've reached the end of the row. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to chain 1 like this. So this chaining 1, it's actually turning. So you're turning and you're going to start to work in the second row. So I'm going to turn my thing like this. You just flip it. Right. So I'm going to take off my hook a little bit. So now if you look closely, you're going to see these V's. Those are stitches. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put our hook underneath those 2, that V, like this. That's where we're putting our crochet. Right, so I'm gonna put my hook back in again. Right, from the side, I'm just going to go underneath those 2. Right, so that's a stitch. I'm going to grab my yarn and pass it through under those 2, that V, and now I have 2 loops. Then I'm going to grab some yarn again and pass through those 2. So that's how you're going to do your single crochets in the second row, as well as the other rows that are going to follow. So that is what we're going to do for the second row. So for this pattern, we're going to do 4 rows. So I've done 1, we're going to do 2, 3, 4. So I've already done the 4 rows. So let me come with the 4 rows that I've already crocheted. Okay, so I've already done the 4 rows and they look something like this. So now what I'm going to do, okay, so I've done my 4 rows and this is how it looks like. I haven't chained as if I want to turn. So now I'm going to fold my thing into half like this, and I'm going to insert my hook in the first stitch here underneath, and I'm also going to go this side and I'm going to put my hook under there, right? So now I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to pass through here, then I pass through here, right? So now I have 2 loops, right? And I'm going to do something different now. I'm going to slip this one into this one, so like this. Like that, right? Then I'm going to go to the next stitch. So I will be aligning this side and this side. I'll be like aligning them, right? Then I'm going to grab yarn, pass through this and that. You have 2 loops again. You need to pass this one into this one, like that, right? So that's what I'll be doing for the rest of the line till I get to the end. I'll be slip stitching but joining the 2 sides. Okay, let me do one more. 2 loops and slip this one into that, like that. I'm going to continue to move down doing the slip stitches, right? So nothing fancy, that's all that we're going to be doing, right? So I'm going to slip stitch all the way and I come back. Okay, so I've reached the end, right? And I'm just going to chain, then cut. Okay, once I cut, I'm just going to pull. So this yarn I'm just gonna pull. So this yarn I'm gonna cut again. And I'm simply going to take it inside. Right, like that. So right now we've got something like this, right? So now what I'm going to, okay, so now what I've done, I've measured 4 meters, then I've folded it twice, so at the ends it's still joined. So I'm just gonna cut it to make like 2 like this. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to one end here. I'm going to insert my hook inside, then I'm going to grab this and I'm going to try to, only 2 got through, so you don't need to half it twice, just once, it's okay. Then I'm going to insert this like this, right? Then I twist, then you twist. Okay, so let me do that. Let me twist this and I come back. So after you've twisted, your necklace will look like this. You can really like, you can wear it on both sides, they look the same. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope you liked this tutorial. If you like what I do, please do subscribe. Do catch me later in the next video. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.